I think my introduction to pencil work, it was out of awe and curiosity in terms of how people could represent textures by the use of pencil and shades and well, 3D images really. And first got introduced by my tutor asking me to draw canisters, which I absolutely hated with a passion. Because I couldn't do it. So I resisted like a petulant child, didn't want to do it. So I didn't say she threw a can at me, but I was given a Red Bull can, which I distorted. And it was the technical drawing and the degree of difficulty and the angles that brought me into play, because the practice pieces I were drawing were very static, and they were pure cylinders, pure spheres, pure rectangles and cubes. Whereas the Red Bull can, once it was distorted, that's what came to life, and that's what started me drawing. And I think true to form with my persona, I took it as far as I could, got frustrated because I couldn't take it further, and then abandoned it. And when I say abandoned, bearing in mind I've only been a purported artist for 3 years, I set the pencils down and then went into abstract and expressionism and down at what I thought is, and it still remains a route of creativity, but not necessarily the length of time and detail and the self-enforced pressure when you're doing a sketch. You can knock a painting out with the greatest respect in no time at all. Some of my pieces now take a week and a fortnight, and you can see a couple of pieces behind me. Those 2 weeks and a fortnight, they are intense because, like most things in life, what I start, I'll finish, and I'll finish it at the sacrifice of everything else. And so pencil work, it's an area I will continue to excel in. It's an area that I'll push bounds on in terms of bringing some of my abstract work in there. And at the moment, I'm on dare I say, a journey to try and replicate stuff like Gustav Klimt in terms of getting human anatomy into abstract or vice versa. So whilst I may be doer in terms of the presentation of pencil, I think it's one of the most exciting elements of the journey at the moment. Exciting thing about drawing is moving from the inanimate objects, whether these are cubes, rectangles, tins, you name it, to the human form. I jumped straight into drawing the human form and I got all the proportions wrong. So what part of the schooling, dare I say, was to actually go back to bone structure. So I was drawing skeletons, whether it be the full skeleton or the face or the hands or the feet, and just understanding how the muscle wraps around the bones and makes the substructure, dare I say, for the skin. And again, I mean, curves. I fell into the typical boyish route of drawing breasts that were completely disproportionate, probably from dreams more than anything else, but then focus back on actually drawing proper breasts in proportion and not grotesque, but subtle. And yeah, I do love the female figure. I've gone beyond that now. I'm now going, no, I've certainly not gone beyond it in terms of what I do and don't like about the female form, but in terms of what I'm drawing, they are more considered and they are faces and poses. And a wonderful diversion is actually into getting hair contours and actually drawing hair. So, and different braids, as you can see behind me, whether it be braids, whether it be dreads, whether it be mermaids, and over my right shoulder, you can see I've actually even brought in some 60s sort of issues with regard to backgrounds. So I'm not necessarily just looking to draw the female form. I'm looking now to actually draw and build a composition from the pencil work. And that's what takes the time, and that's what's enjoyable. Because there's a lot more thought given into the pieces of art, and they are, as far as I'm concerned, absolute pieces of art now.